Hi everybody. I wanted to do a quick run through of the Resilient Rebel Planner for this year upcoming to 2026 to 2027. So this is my favorite cover, Do Your Best, Leave the Rest, but there are 4 other covers to choose from. I'm just going to go through it and talk through it. Fast forward if you are not interested in this part, but here we go. So the teacher planner belongs to your name, phone number, email, whatever you want. Just a bit about me and how I designed it, and then the name. Ooh. So this is the start of it, and it's called prep work. So this is basically going to be a way for you to set up your year. And this is the part that is different than any other teacher planner. Yes, it has a weekly layout. Yes, it has monthlies. Yes, it has communication logs and stuff like that. But this is the stuff that's going to really prep you for your best year yet. So let's go through it. So first thing is unlocking wellness. And it talks about, and it gives you suggestions of different kinds of self-care that we need. So we need physical and emotional. It tells you sort of a little bit about that and gives you some examples. So when I'll be going through it myself when I'm setting up my year for next year, because we're a little bit too early right now, I'm going to circle like ones that I find important for me. We are all different. We all need different things, so you can also write your own in. It's up to you, but these are just some examples to help us out think about them. So there's physical and emotional, social and intellectual, spiritual and professional, environmental and financial. So again, so I'm going to go through each type of self-care and select which ones that I think I need to focus on for the upcoming year. Designing your ideal self. So we all want to be our best selves during the year, really anytime. And I feel like teaching is such a demanding career that we sort of lose ourselves in the job. So this is really thinking about, who do you really want to be this year? What hobbies would your ideal self have? So maybe they go to yoga 2 times a week. Maybe they meet up for coffee with friends. Like whatever really elevates you to your ideal self. How do your hobbies like come to be? Like how are you going to make this happen? And then how do you appear as your best self? Like, do you appear with unwashed hair in a crazy bun with no makeup, or do you have makeup on and are really well dressed every day? I have pajama days all the time, so I'm not judging. And how would people describe you? So if you were your ideal self, for me, it would be collaborative and helpful. So you want to think about how that ideal self, like what is that picture of? And then you can brainstorm some other ideas about who you want to be. So if I want to be really well dressed, maybe I need to go shopping or hire like a stylist during the summer to sort of get myself together, download a stylist app or something to put some cute outfits together, whatever it may be for you. We just want to think about everything we want to do to be our ideal self. That could be having a cute onesie, because I do believe every teacher should have a cute onesie. Okay, all about our habits. So habits are things that we do often to be our best self. So if I want to be strong, I would do strength training. If I want to be stretchy, I could do yoga. If I want to be hydrated, I could drink water. All of these things I need to work on. So think about habits that you want to instill for your ideal self. And then you're going to choose a couple of those habits. We don't want to change everything all at once, but what are some habits that will help you get to where you want to be? Think about if you have enough time. Like if I want to go to an hour yoga class every day, that's not possible. Like I have a family, I have a job, like that's not going to be possible, but I could do it once a week. So thinking about what you actually can achieve, what is actually possible. And this is my favorite one. Like I've been a big, excuse me, I always schedule in massages before the school year even begins. So I think about where are my busy times in the year. So at the end of September, I always book a massage at the end of September. I always book a massage around report card seasons. I book a massage on my way home from Christmas break to get a massage, and then so I'm super relaxed coming into Christmas break, or booking a cleaner to clean my house before Christmas break happens. Whatever you want, I want you to think about these routines or things you need and book them in now. Like sign up for that yoga class now and get your babysitter or get your husband or whoever to book them in now to do that, so you can have that, and it's sort of like it releases your mental load. Okay, so different kinds of self-care again. Teachers, it's such a hard job that we really need to take care of ourselves. So thinking about daily or weekly self-care, about what would be really great for you. We are all so different, so these are all things that are based on what would help for you. So meditation is great for me, walks is really good for me, journaling, venting to another teacher that I'm friends with, meal prep and meal planning is huge, because who wants to think about what's for dinner or for lunches that day? So you can select some of these. You can make a nail appointment once a month, whatever feels really helpful and sort of takes that strain of the mental load, or just gives you a breath. You can see that my nails are done in this video, and it's just sort of a mental, and my hands are dirty. It's a mental reminder for me to be like, oh yeah, I took time for me. Like I'm important too. When I'm at my teaching job and I'm thinking of everyone else but me, it's sort of like a reminder. When I look at my nails, I'm like, oh yeah, like I'm important too. I did that for me. It sort of just makes me feel good. Okay, emotional check-ins, that's gonna come later and we're gonna talk about it. But basically, you're gonna think about different ways that you feel at work. So hopefully you feel happy, proud, you might feel overwhelmed or sad, exhausted, whatever you want to do. So you're going to do like a happy face for happy, sad face for sad, I don't know, like yelling face for mad. Whatever your key emotions are, you're going to make sort of a list. So this is going to come into play later, because emotions really are a way that we can monitor how we are doing. So that's going to come in a minute, so bear with me. Okay, so all about edu boundaries. So edu boundaries are basically boundaries, but for education. And this sort of details a little bit about edu boundaries, and then different kinds. So time, digital, emotional, mental, financial, and physical. So you're going to, again, there's examples about each one here, which I think is really helpful, because sometimes I'm like, what do you mean for that? And you're going to build your edu boundaries here. So what edu boundaries are you really, really not good at? Maybe leaving on time. Maybe you're always on your phone checking your teacher email. Like, delete that app off your phone. What are some things that you struggle with? What are some things that are making you frustrated? You might want to make a boundary for that. It's also really important to share your edu boundaries. Something that I do is I put in my signature that I will only be checking emails through these times. And if it's really important, please call the office at this number. You want to make it really clear. I even send a note home, like first couple days of school, so the parents know exactly the expectations and what my boundaries are, so that they're okay with it. This is really important. So this is your teacher prep work part. And this is where, this is just sort of human work. And this goes into being a teacher. So I think it's really important that we have a clear mission statement. What do we want to accomplish as a teacher? what fuels us to be a really good teacher? What fills our cup as a teacher? What are we super passionate about? So there's some guiding questions here about who you want to be as a teacher, and talks about looking into our values, which I think is really important. And then you're going to write your mission statement. This can be also shared with your parents at the beginning of the year. It also could be shared with your students, which I think is just a really interesting discussion so they can know more about you. This is, of course, ongoing. So this is I had one year and then I completely changed it for the next year, depending on my role and what I did. So this is always going to be changing, and you might, in September, this might be your mission statement, and then October, you're like, nope, that's not going to work this year, and you switch it up. Again, it's really important to share it. So you could ask for feedback. You can continually edit it. You can, I actually put it outside my classroom so that every time I'd walk into my classroom, I would see it and it would sort of remind me. You also don't want to make it too long because you want it to be sort of quick and be like, am I doing this? Yes or no? Okay. Yearly planning, something that all teachers need. So a year at a glance. This planner is from August to July. So I know that might not be everybody's calendar year, but I just thought it would be helpful to cover everybody. Important dates that you have throughout these months. Long range planning, of course. By failing to prepare, you are preparing to fail. I personally love planning, so it's something that I'm really passionate about, obviously, as I made this planner. Okay, teacher work. This is a checklist for whatever you want. Grades, field trip, paperwork that they handed back, whatever you want it to be. There are 10 pages of this checklist, so use it how you will. I'm probably going to be adding post-it notes just for easy flipping. Some cute meeting note pages as we have those staff meetings or parent meetings. We want to take some notes on that. And then we have parent information. So you're going to put the student name there and then all the details there. Right after this, again, you have enough for your class, but you have a communication log. So let's say on August 13th, I called Susan about her son being late for class, and the mom, I left a message maybe about it. So whatever it wants to be, just so you have a log about remembering when you communicated. Okay, so this is when we get into the monthly setup. So August. So in August, every month has these sort of pages. So you're going to think about your daily, weekly, monthly self-care. You're making a plan about how you want to feel, and you want to make sure that you're writing here, right? Like you're planning ahead to feel your best. So what's your self-care going to be? What edu boundaries do you want to make for this one? And this again can evolve for each month. What do you want to do for your mission statement? Do you want to learn about something? Do you want to plan some activities for your students that meet your specific goal for your mission statement? And then are there any holidays like Ramadan or Christmas or Valentine's Day you want to celebrate well? So just some brain dump ideas or a page and notes. And then this is our monthly spread. So we have August 2026. You'll see that it's all dated. Here is the important part. So these are, if we flip back to self-care, you will see that they're all color-coded, right? So this is where this comes in. If you have planned your self-care, you're going to go for August, physical. I'm going to go for a walk every day, right? So you're going to write down your self-care that you want to do, and then you can actually schedule it in. So if I'm going to go for a run on Saturdays every week, I can write in red, run, right? Or whatever. Social, meet up for coffee, Fridays after school, or a drink, whatever it may be, and you can put that in orange. So this sort of sets you up for success. You're setting up your month without even being in it, to take care of you first. We need to take care of ourselves first. Okay, so then this is our weekly layout. So we have hours and periods on the side here. And then we have each day, of course, August 3rd to 7th. So this is sort of a cool part. So we have our mood tracker. So that's every single day. And I found this really helpful because I've been doing this for a little bit. Every Monday, how are you feeling? So you're gonna, again, go back to your emotion keys right here. And you're gonna think, you might wanna come up with like a little quick thing to put on your desk or something, but like, am I feeling happy? Am I feeling rested? Am I feeling pumped? Or am I feeling already like exhausted, right? So we're gonna track our mood before school and after school. This way, if we start off really good and we end the day like completely exhausted, we might have to think about like taking more breaks or eating better food or going to the washroom or drinking more water, like whatever that may be, right? We want to make sure that our moods are, of course, they're going to be up and down, but hopefully more on the positive side. And if it's not, if it's slowly going on the negative side, that's a really good indicator that we need to sort of check in with ourselves and see what else we need. Some to do, we always have lots of things to do. So to do for the week, best parts. This is something that we really need to focus on more, is what were some best parts of your week, and just recording them down so that you have some happy moments to look back in when things are hard. You're like, oh yeah, this was really good, or this kid said that he really enjoyed that lesson or that activity, or like a laughing moment with everybody. And then some edgy boundaries you're gonna follow. So maybe I'm going to only come to work at 9 o'clock, but I'm gonna leave every day at 4:30. And those are very clear expectations. I could set an alarm, and when the alarm goes off, I leave, whatever those may be. So every single week, those parts are here. And then when we get to the end of the month, we sort of, we can graph how we felt. So how many moods did I have that was happy or sad or overwhelmed or tired? And you're gonna see how many times that sort of mood came up, and you're gonna total it out. And you're going to reflect on how you're doing. Do you need more self-care? Do you need to plan more self-care for next month? Like what is it that, how can you make yourself feel better? Are the edgy boundaries that you put in place helping or needed to be added to? Mission statement, like what did you live in your mission statement this month, or how can you help for next month? And then where you are in your curriculum plan, are you ahead or behind? Can you rethink some things to help you get to where you need to be? And then, is there anything on your mind this month that you need to address? This could be student-wise, this could be work-wise, this could be like, oh, I totally forgot to mark that assignment, whatever you need here. Okay, and then we have August notes. So you'll see, as I flip through, it's sort of the same. So September goals, brain dump, the whole monthly slide with all of our self-care ideas that we're gonna put in our calendar. And then the weekly setup with our mood trackers, to-dos, best parts, and edgy boundaries. And again, same thing. So we're gonna flip through. And then we have our mood reflection and some notes. Our mood reflection, and then some questions about how to feel our best, and then our notes. And same thing for October and going forward. So I'm just gonna skip ahead to the end of the year. Okay, May, June, July. July is the best month, just so you know. Okay. So when we get past to the end of the year, which would be July, we have a yearly reflection. So this really is where it gets all pulled together to reflect on how our year was. So were you your ideal self? And some questions to sort of help you and to reflect, but also to change it going forward. So how can we make it better for next year? What habits worked? Do you need more support? What could you do to help yourself again be better for next year? And self-care, like what really helped you this year? Maybe getting your nails done or reading isn't like really good self-care for you. Maybe you need to go for a walk or a run or something like that. And then some notes if you want to take some notes, and then reflecting on your edu boundaries. So what boundaries did you stick to, and what are some that you need to add for next year? So maybe you spent a lot of money on classroom supplies this year and you want to, only spend $100 next year. That could be something that you add. Okay, some reflection page, and then reflecting on our mission statement. Thinking about our mission statement, how did you do with it, and what do we need to change for next year? And that is all. That's the back. I hope this was really helpful. I hope you think this would be really helpful for your year in teaching. That's what I'm all about. I'm all about helping teachers and really myself do the best we can, because teaching is such a hard job. If you have any questions about this planner, let me know in the comments below and I'm happy to talk you through it. Have a great day. Bye. Thanks for watching.